na wase se wakoso ajebre na wo hwa Adekye Nsroma United Television channel so sabe Fontaine Times UTV Ghana ubetimi ahwe ede free ho no channel 360 on DSTV so ubetimi ahwe ede free ho no mo medical dia to wanim si e ba be bonkomo ene ansa na e betwetwe nkomo no mame ne wo enka kaye ho na memfa asembi ento a wofo a wo hwe ye nyina enim nipa baakofo entete ba e ma ne nyeye eye community en ye nyina collectively ye kan yen sabom etwetwe nkomo mehu eye video bi a etwegu e wo social ne media na so na wonhye abayowa obi ho no be 15 16 17 years na wowie se SHSO se JHSO na brantia ni fie no utimu se enko enimu bebre otusika egu eya abayowa na so na wacho baby I really appreciate you abusiafo the question is aya na wofo binom ehu sa emfonyini enye bia abofra no in question no ne maame ehu anase even abrantie no so no ne na bi ehu na enene ma bebre ene ekoso yehu a na ese yebu yani e de aguso ochine bi no ye ne bi besi a wonhye na maame to meba no onkasa onye sei minim die ntia nipa boni ni bi agye ne nkwa e de afi ne nsem yemfo so se nipa bi nji obi nkwa emfi ne nsem etia emra na so ye ne awofo no ye wasodie kese bia esese ye na ye tu ye manomfo growing up se minim na me kofie na bibi kitame me mami ehu ne say a foreign material I'm not supposed to come home with that thing every one or the mame so I dare not take it home even say adam fokra dia enti emami sua I say I need to be content with what I have dia mawofo dia mame no esese mani so na me hu say no na mewo ne mani ankwanko bri obi ade ene wonhye na abofra bi kitesika puduo wodi kofi anane mame na wana de ma no akasa ene to iPhone mame ene to phone mame phone ase ene to we mame woni pefesa wo ba na nye adwuma di nipa na wodi ama no adwuma pe na wo ye but you encouraging it ade we yade a emmo ne nyina ka wo ene ma wudi bebrebe ekoso no because wo hu say wodi sika entize abofra na eyeye enti mesre yensu bibi mfi sanfo nyini a ekoso nyi ntu ye manomfo that is the time yentu wo mofo say ade bi wo hono ma enye mema ye encourage abofra de bibi befi a yentia ne yehu soso no na enema we se nyina etuntwase yesi yenim se ye manom eye ye ndaache edea sabri ya NS yetimi epoa wo mo yesi due nya we be wani no yetu ase ye ntwaso boi eye asemsebe ema awofo no enyina meda wase ebusuafo enti mame enda eye opanyina mene no eba betwetwe enkomo ende na mfonyini nso a etwegu ye no so magine take ewo eho minim semenfa reverend indikayo semenfa honorable indikayo ebusuafo honorable John Intim Fojo ena ne mene ne ba be bonkomo obepie mu ewo Asen South constituency a ona ye mrahye bedwani ewo honorable Mwache emwatenase
abra ya mede na pom to say
nyame adome ho ye ne bibia bokode
nyame adaroma Ebenezer de nyame edi edroni na de ho ne se anopai areho kakra na ho sanse asantema mu nyina opem so na asante hene tumfo osetutu oba hema ono na ya asante nyina ba hema ye ne dot yi ntino ye ma otumfo yakọ apart from so ye asantema nyina hema no osanso ye tumfo nua nti ade ato tumfo ani ye ma tumfo yakọ ni asantema nyina yakọ sanso na America krani bibi mem ha nyina Nsroma ye nyina no oye growing up ye nyina nim so oye big icon apostle doctor kajo safo kantankan so nyame atonsa frɛ no enu nti ye de yakọ kese de be mabusuafo titiro Kristo asafo asori no ene ne ba honorable Sarah Joseph ne nuanom nyina ene kunafo a kunani a wagya na kyerɛ ene busua wagya omo kyerɛ nyina ye de yakọ kese de ba Africa ahwade ahwɛ inventor kese a nyame ama na dom akyɛde otumi de ye mfidie tumi de ye car hyehyɛ TV enyoma kese a ye ni ane ye ben ho wo bibi mam ha no an ye fe am yam promote se nka broni bi China ni bi ne koye ya ke ye be kra no akese de aba nyame fa ne currency yo sanso nyame nipa nyame ngosra wo ne so a nyame afa ne so de atete mpempem ahodo na ngosra wo ne so no na ne so nko wo mu se obi abeba ni bia no udi yi and you know he has transformed many lives. I mean, for the currency. Okay,
me video na ye boy me pe will take on it.
In fact, abna as a film eni nyan say akra ketwa sa na ne nanfofo bi nso ka ho na obi a ono ye pani adult. Say obebua akra na okwan bi so a ye okwan fa so bua nipa. Na se kwan kra fa so tisika ne gu form ene nneoma bi ehwehwi say ye champagne say den ni nyina no. These are rituals. We have to condemn some of these things. And media for projecting these things. You know, say to me, to share so. Now I agree with you. Parents have a greater role to play. Be no what you being changed, but what you being changed cross any panel also bar. And let's take interest. Say. Akukudre be makra ketwa sei ehun se cameras ni so tiska we gu ne so tutu ni ma gu ne so
iPhone san dia ka ho also see baby I appreciate
there's one more romance no de modern pa na then na akosoa before abedu sam pempenso yi a baby no ne ade abamu a public display of affection abamu ye tisika sei di gu so ene ade and then a bit after. So we all have a future to protect.
Sure.
The mebunu so and a church of my bia. And saying I am ya no anything na counseling units in the various schools and so and for one more asudi and the necessary counseling now about the moral fiber in the society big gura ye more frame who say that actually be money na womo ntutuye a fan woman opposite sex nkita hodi emre e wo ho ma bibia e brain yanson for some of these things ochina bi na bibi ya no da sumuna so ya mompa ye na bibi kosi a ebeye how e dia mabusua no e dia ayo how e dia ma abofra na nkasa eno nti ye nyina no ye nsori waka e bia na akra ne so how bi so ne ofa bi amoa no busuani bi amoa no enti ba bia onya amoa free ye no and offer her baby and abedru hey and so being so I was sorry mu I was society mu mantam na say osa what mu say background of free bano and so ohia mo a me emfa sa mo ne kan na ma wo mo mfa apinisia na say how mo mfa amemfi enkodi bi mu achi
no ene wo share your rural areas na won should be obatan bi won should be okada rider bi anase taxi driver bi bibi kakra e won nza na koko krachi bi won hwe no obata na epia ne ba ne ko na ko jiska
na esas ya che
wo
esas ya che pa
very bad o
na sa yi bi e wo society mu so bi a pre bi di mu abane fi enti no se nipa no uska na se nsa nsam wo bi a people don't even question kwan of fast so nya e and answer won so kona kwaji bibra emfa ho ne kwan a obe pia na man sesi a obe bopono mu kra na be bia man enti na se nyina hwe sa nneoma na yetu ase
okay you abusion for honorable team for Joe and yete ne submission on video na yetwegu sesi ne tefutu ene de ma emofrei yenua no nketoa ene abata nyina se waso die kese mum yentenetene ye ma no na nei wamma wo ba ensu sa abre enhu papa na anye de sefata da ache no wo na ababa be su ni su na nkese so su na bofra no ema no eno so nye adepa ene yemra na yemebo enkombo ono abo na ompesi asofo enyina ho te sei
onyamiada Roma asen south ho ye pa mefa kwanya nso adawase ewo kwan de ama me wo afirika sie so UTV udwumade kwachiri pa amanonefo Ghana fo bia ehwe asen south fo ehwe dodo na tumi kras wo mehwe enti no mede nchia so ko de ma ye mpanifo ye mrantie mabunu ahemfo teacherfo kuafo dwadifo bia mpanini nkora nyina a wo mo de wo mpaibo wo ne unyam eta mechi Adekye Nsroma.
Okay. Meaning say aban sense mo co-position ene yebeka se yewura bosome enkunumu anesa ensem bebre abako binom ho no madodo na wo de wano etum bi ekasa na mamemfa won free ananu yi ensem ebeto odwa enkanka ye Ghana deshefo a wo mo kwohwere wo mo enkwa efa helicopter crash no emo enam so ema honorable Elvis free hanka de beto odwa that will be an apono se nkomhye bia wonim se fa ban ne empanyimfo ho ne ade momfa emra no mo betena se ahwehwe mu na de eye agent no motu ho ana mo afa de wi akire no se ekura se maka nanso menwe me adam kai na wo prophecies na mo de ba ne de se de adome afonome o kasa fa ho wo ye nyame ne pa wo ye sofo wonim se de enkomhye asem sitie huhumu nsem esi etie but se kana organize wo sere no fa baby esa adentia kan obeka say eye memo bia mfa such prophecies na ebimba ebi unitina
to be honest many free ankra me de ebodi mano na mo no sa direction no koye no na hu hia kra sanse your minister for local government I will know religious affairs so chieftaincy affairs so and you say of all the big challenges I work over memuha the here woman say your mayor say to regulatory prophecies I think ministry for local government I think there was a misplaced priority na me no meje sunsumu nyomadi ebias no bigidi me meje sunsumu nyomadi enkom said the ba enye ne entino so bi se enkom se a favor se enye wode enye no na afei wo ba be se ho mra ebra obi se enkom a aye woda wo de ba power no de se wan se ho mra bia se da bi ye famra na ye nsemu ansa
je wo de na wonye ntu
it was wrong if there was any concern maybe feel say a toda ya na a being concerned and concern so broso and you be quite fast you nyina
ese no tin wo se na mo bia mfam be se wa waje atom se being concerned no e broso de na na se ne kwan so a
that's ko no ankasa o ba be se sa mra no na se sun ko tumi susun se e be bu ne so
se be wan hu no so se wo de ba sa
amanfo e bom pai ne ma nyame yi ma wom every minute every hour e doso to so eno woni adwuma bia ye eno ne ye famre wa it will overwhelm you. But I think we can kill.
But it
will overwhelm you because, in fact, to be honest, we are concerned be self percent or share to bibia na bibia echo or dalia. There was so company for we have apostolic fathers. Oh, Kromuha, Uni Omo Ishia Ekasa, Unu Oni Mo Ankasa. He deals with them. And to the two of money man, one more to me fret as so for Ketuanom Unianum Penny falling in our shas. We yenhwe kwan be fa so a ye betoto neoma so bia nyankom se bia yenhwe kwan be fa so a ye de betudwa ne ade. I know many prophets who had prophecies concerning Atorenchemi see but one more fan tudwa a big people pulled it off their social media platforms. They didn't want it to come
a lot of disservice so
no because enye din bi no opaje but kokobo bi nana or they were hunu and order na di nti so bi hu bi kan enye din bi no opaje but they were hunu and all come but nyina na yakwa efa so woni mpenifo no hia the apostolic fathers have a way woman betisa bibia without coming out say me ba behise mrato ho wonya nkom sha fabra ene ko wiase sa ekomini we enti no we hu se
me but hu se hu eni tintin na wo sere no no
me de me hu se sa na be ba no from the time we started
tintin wo sere
no I wasn't surprised. But many free ankra wa bread partner he deserves a better appointment. So nyina ye bompire man.
Na the baby away there enye bia.
You nyina bompire man. Say obetumi enya that recognition because he has really played a significant role for the NDC coming into power.
So you think he's not been recognized enough?
No, I don't think so. This is a sufficient recognition for him. They will have to recognize him in due time.
Make I say Professor Mills when you're a baby because it's the fear some. Now, New Patriotic Party ni is it who could National Democratic Congress?
We are all politicians, and so there's some Ghana mind, and to know or NDC MPP say they say to me bompire man or not to me. Enya de migidis ono akasa so nya de demosin we and anybody je ho say nyina ye mompai
adon ne de agya wana
o da bi
but so be so be kase wa be di be pain. He's been a sports minister before and he said this administration so be so eba be ye be
there are many positions, not necessarily a ministerial position, but he deserves he deserves a better recognition.
Okay. Ene yen hwe benyiri wakasa fa ho se me maye mfa nye amanyosem e me maye politicize no kra ene wo hwa e de pa de ene ye root cause of sa conflict de cause ena de nso ene sese ye tibetimi de aso ano.
To be honest, a ban ethnic conflict say nuanom bi a wo mo akasa tena for hundreds of years na a bedroom pempenso bi no manteme ho ase bi be ba na de oyene aba no da bia me kan say mo bia fanye politics.
Okay.
We a politician, that's a ne opposition. Na ethnic group A and ethnic group B, sorry, not to kwabi a pija or more and temua. And you know na de babe political promises. You know na de babe political analysis. Ama the otiso no look very bad. Now we put two face business and ka one artiswa and ka saw yidun emma. Hindsight from said the NDC for our President Mahama Dianimu. Kwa won fa so treaty boko conflict no I teach you a lot of lessons. It do maybe no one the propaganda and sound the political promises say o to aba e de manisia e na boko to kwa no e betwa na NDC ba abemu a ni nyina eso betwa binim kra de faase kan etwa ntro de to Dr. Mamu Baumia so say oye mampusini no o se ekire e no obo afa ba ko so meto ase kusase for so ne ade sa ne nyina ntro enne ya NDC for ba power hwe se de ntokwa no unfortunately e pagya ya de bia no yensada yensayem e patche osafe no nyina enya dwobrɛw na yenka asɛm no na entwa na asomwie ensamra ho a yenyina wo gidi se de oyene ne ntokwa bi sisi ya asumpo sen bokudie na so yetumi enya ne sibre no na me ya domo a bokudie nso ebeko na wiye no ena gonja ne brief for so nso die apagya ewo Savannah region Bole Sola Kalba Tuna a ewo omampani John Dramani Mahama wono a ne fie ono a ne mantemu enti no wo de politics a enye yi but the security concerns about it and say o hwe ne fire by say you say openi bi e brief for ni na ono koto container bi a odi kusi fa ko bi de ne djuma almost quarter a new quarter a plot mpo asase kitu bi na ohene no se da bi nye ho na se edisi sanse se bibia no wodi bibi kusi ba bi a onya ho approval also as ohene no or the local authority a otumi e kire ba bi a plan no ye de bibia totoma no yeyi o kire na dwen wo ho afa no ne na anya adwene ene kofa manteme ho ase a we kun we nua we nsko kun we nua we ya afi reprisals bi ba mu a ma that tone ya mo kam 31 e bro 31
nipa mashro
mo nkwane bro over 100 now so yeah I'm so 31 and on a doctor aka but there are people who are missing and not accounted for
no no say o bro 31 no
adwuma ye ni di akire no omumpu ntumi nya emfa nipa ne ko doctor ho enko pronounce no and you know they are looking at the ones that the doctors have pronounced and known and nam 31 but there are many people who have sadly lost their lives and yen to kwaketwa I will say the diagro because me bokudie ya for almost 70 years kra no yegusun kakranka kra ye hwese ebetumi adre brew na asumye aba permanently no enum pempenso a even 10,000 people and not even 2,000 people kra be kase wo mo akọ refugees wo mo atu afiri wo mo fi afiri wo mo krom akọ refugees ewo Burkina anase Togo anase Ivory Coast anase bi about 10,000 bi etu afri omu fi mi asese omo dan mo munya baby na they are displaced yente that escalation but benyiri die within 2 weeks not 48,000 people almost 50,000 no one more every adwane from krum ene omu fi omu school wherever they are reside baby e omo tenabia omo free ho enye entokwaketwa wo na se IGP ene bambofo ene omampani a oye commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces no e wo say de ni ekoho pa ho ene se de all our efforts national security coordinator na ye nyina e ka ho a ye stakeholders related to national security architecture ye boa the politics to nchen na ye boa na ye solve na ye nuanom 48,000 and say omoni etutu ato omonsamu yin omutumi esaba say BBC now free will feel even one day crana it's not easy and for you to permanently lose your home and 48,000 people about 13,000 there were refugees
none of foreign affairs minister honorable Okujeto Ablakwa echo a refugee community
yes and there's another 10,000 refugees at Burkina and you know okoye no so binum be 5,000 bi abantu omo akan na how will they come at the time I was say it to me and make arrangements in this country
to is a final emma woman assurance like almost security almost bambo no woman and solidify no enough for say
no
a bit me encourage you woman
yeah they don't feel safe until feel safe abere no aba so this is the time I say abano it mean intensify nkitahudia woni afenu mpenifo no stakeholders no ADU for woman him for wom afenu nyina sa nkitahudi no ekoso be ma gya no edum they also need to make arrangement e Ghana heya baby bebre o ha e bitumi ahye temporary camp amawom as enye binyiri hokra na neighboring regions they bitumi akampo womo ape akande bia wo mu hia e de amawom sa brain say boss aka no
but see you know hu ne say aban yi ene omampanyini aye enough arrangements ban security a e wo hodom said be adwobre hu ne sa enye enough
no it is not enough until we see the conclusion of this conflict and the scale as a media for no enya fa wo more attention ko ho bebre but as same way is see MPP aban prince enka de be beba kromu han because yenti be down
but honorable I think say always be no now wa mobile opposition yes be am kan mo twem media ewrem ye bode ro no pa e bi ne se yete ase ye kan e ho asem say
oh yes what why you have family but what I'm saying is that we need to shed more light on it
no compare mo say your time na nka mo be say
no for the states they are very powerful ye no nyina na bu man no but UTV ene mo mafem mo ye mo de Munianum nyina so kambo mu a ye behu the suffering of the people of Binyiri the Solar Kalbatuna and Bole Bamboy area ho 48,000 displaced enya asemketwa it's not like 1,000 people or 500 people and you know at the time ye abane priority ne say obeboka ade gitmo 17 tell them we gitmo 2 nipa 17 na wo free America for so muntumi ni won montena omunko krom so a omukrom omo aman for apom so muntumi ni won no ye boka e de akoje won aba but ye nuanom a won ye Ghana for 48,000 no then ye I'm making sure say every single one of them our be refugee no ye bet ye baby a enka minister na ekoi nanko o ma reference say yes baby ebia kontampo anasa sense out anasa bia no mabo anasa bia pram yesiesie ho enti no ya arrangement bia ehun foni mponi enti mu ba masetenam ebedi mu passen ba bia mo wei kopem se ye be arrangement mapu fi ankasa oh enti that arrangement is what should have happened na de okoye wo hono de publicity stunt be no koye it was just publicity
it
was just publicity
okoye o say o man no nyina ene aban ene president omo ni omo share omo pain na omo FM
omo ben hin
omo pacho pa no my estimating po say ade no ebe escalate say am omo ahwere omo nkwa ene omo efie sa.
And that is the reason why
you can say ekoye publicity stands.
No, it's a publicity and that is the reason why any so beyond the politics. And when they blame Dr. Bawumia for Boko crisis, can somebody blame President Mahama? Say onunti or egonja ninti and agonja for the brief. You can't do that. It would be most unfair to do that. And that is the reason why anybody who did politics with the Boko crisis, or did Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia big rem, should bow down their heads in shame. Because the year President Mahama Nasa Enyanida, what the year Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Swa, I am from Swa. And I am now some yemra. But my concern is that answer na between a mombe I kwako fre unianum se momra. Now we see baby obey or ba betin na some ye. Kopim say obetumi I return to one fee permanently. And that point we must continue to stress it because Ghana in a committee of nations enye o manya ye man for to batakwe refugees. Baby out of conflict. In the past, just a few years ago, 2021, we were the second most peaceful country in the whole of Africa. Even in the world, we were 38th most peaceful country in the world. Our global peace index at the buy. And we are 61st in the world. From 38, no, you PIR they are back somewhere to the bottom, 61. In Africa, just say we don't even know where we are anymore. And you know, our security are there. Here pa. Or maybe Zefi who was saying na oban monsam ensisi so a what dem point me na. And you know, peace and security are critical. The best say omampani edi na ni behwe ho. Na mom wagya say we enemy party mu akodi di matam menkwache no. We enemy party mu akoka bibia tia IGP yankwache no share Black Maria as a terrorist.
You talking
those
about
ones will not help the country.
Chira asemu wakama atwen asemu aba anano ena eye bono regional party chairman eye abronye okoka ensembia sebi entwe yi enu nti eche na eno no ekai me pa se ye te honum na ewie bi nenam news mu honorable intimfo jo na invading the residence Monsorio ehon de nipa na nkasa menye Ghana ni bi o kobi asa amba anka ekasei enkasa bia na abronye ekwohye ye nka wokokwohye ehon mu bi. The question is so obi se bi ka bibi na senya na no ye omampanyini any media for ehia omampanyini can say we will find you and found one baby abekwa kwhye no mo puti mechanism in place ene bibi ne ebe trace aba becho kase fi ade a ensem fata esese yeye nta de ne echi obi ebi na wo kan ye na she Black Maria mu na Black Maria nye nipa ne de wo mo etum honorable
Black Maria ye was the category of crime terrorists and hardened criminals
ene de wo mo hye
mu wuram na nipa ba akofo when nya pick up bia police pickers we be enya no me IGP or madam for or ya de ne di mu e be bona baso and we all support him to work for the security of this country. But being so not say ofumwa, we will have to point him constructively.
The abronya say Black Maria mu enti
those machoism no. And I'm from Swa or no. I'm not somebody who say bese binum kutupa say the binum year in the past. And that there oman who say interest binum IP. Yes, so because say binum wachi NDD President Kufuor attempt NDD.
I think so. Kasa you're not being fair. So Kasa obi akwa kwhye obi echi. I think you're not being fair.
When people we are in this country, we are media into when they are making.
Enti mo na wo kwhye abronya echi. So Kasa enti IGP.
Abronya is the regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party in Bono region. We are talking about people in this country. Obiampo ene obiani mombo brewu na so social media unyanya ne phone edisi ne so a ensem a emfata ye candidate a mampanin ye candidate a the then IGP ye candidate a ministers ye candidate a ahemfo omo candidate a judges e candidate a sofo in this country sabre no na ka yewura ewo opposition na ka oye the leading opposition leader sabre no na ka ba bonten be kan say there be nyoma ekoso yi ense fata egum say nya me na wo didi matam nya me na wo ka ntro de agumi so sabe I drag me in the mud ISM campaign tia me nanso me nka say enya me nti no me tena ho aidin me ye suggestion bi impose aban ya otiswe and track them through their IP address na yem pick them na sanity mra. He never brought up that idea. He benefited fully from the dangerously smear campaigner ya the omampeni na the vice e be gina President Kufuado and Dr. Mahmoud Baumia be siwa be on TikTok be Facebook live be Instagram be a sipa wom. But President Kufuado he very tolerant. Very, very tolerant. But we were all tolerant. And him for judge for media for near and they say, Oko Kasa, Nitia Penia, you better track your IP address. They will pick you wherever you are. Sir, technology no day ban. Mtie many miracles abwaje. He had a very fantastic reply. I said, hey, one now I planted the lives of Kevin Taylor times very 20. Now one agenda, and that's we didn't have that in Ghana a few years ago.
Oh no, but that's a repetition of their own fighting against it.
Now that culture, it has to be rooted out. But we need to, before you can root out something, let's say what we share the fire by. If we hear the buy,
maybe make me concern yourself because say nipa ne she will be a chin or you oboni or chen kutupa. That is why I make me problem.
Because nipa to me edidi mampenia tem prosekufa minim de anka won ho ebi kra ko di judge atem arrest warrant beto wo so. How was it handled? So ne abronye ekokan bibi tia pani bia ye financial black maria
but say that time no na enya I didn't na mo repeat it.
So that's what I'm saying, that eneno we who say obi kan bibi ne tia wa say den hwehwe ne IP address. You, the people are as a IP address, the people who are doing galamsey, and this is for campaigns and one more J galamsey aboso, and I say IP address. One quite you any here, so obi I can be nitiawa, who to me the neck court, but I in team for you will never endorse. So be and could you be at them penny be at them? I never endorsed that.
You be now no way.
I never endorsed that. It's just this is a matter of a civil thing. Nipa office what can be a tiawa anya no kre and I say what can be a tiawa egu animu ase. You can sue the person. We are the nation black Maria mo the man and no what do you achieve? People have said so many things against us. Bebrenaya, you told the train, Bakubia, Namfi say no, I said you two one among a stop will be the move from continue. Me lawyers do one court.
And no,
so what you say. Be a fool, be and talk black Maria.
Honorable, it was just so many ways it's made a kill cut.
There be. But we know the council.
No, said because I mean, I say, oh, and yes, at the end, no, was not a breeding more.
No, make us
the people. No, I say, and a binum or honoma. No, but the BB or honum, the neo SSF would take action against them, no, and our demand were lawyers. It's Mr. Society.
So IGP could have sued him.
And senior say leadership by example. So we are paying us who would be when you say we a lot of following. And kofo be brave in the way and what by icon dodona e show so into who is a bronye position of war a new patriotic party to say there was also in cases bono regional chairman nasa wuti me for will be a si what can seem be any person say guni mufia enya ne kwan so a
say yemfa ne kwese black maria mu
me ka say yemfa ne kwese black maria mu
say bia well,
by a remand, it could be a casting in your pickup. How can was a baby the assignment a new
company, it's ya IGP, it's ya IGP in account, it can't see now. You didn't equate Black Maria. And then so can't see IGP in a boss or a minister for interior, and then didn't be some IGP a cassette and they didn't call a man for how many weeks. and then command no cassette how would he be treated? Is it when
your
power? What do you have to understand?
I don't know, man. I say, what cassette IGP?
No, I'm not saying say Obi cassette Obia. You should endorse it. But I'm saying that whilst I did not endorse it yesterday, I will not endorse it today, and I will not endorse it tomorrow. That position has to be consistent. But say ndi mu say Obi ebedi president atem President Kufuor Pensoa, and then and the moves will be the President Mahama Tem. Okay. But what I'm saying is that so be council Kofumpa and Nunti and I'm rather ho. And maybe also Oshe na Kwana Adefa. What they did, they killed an ant with a sledgehammer. They could have simply sued. And they say, oh, I bang na fi say no abamba. And this will be no kasa, na so will disagree. Use the state apparatus, not shred nyansa. Look. Uko Burkina or the tune or the Bayer head of state Uko Mali, Uko Niger. Now so one political opponent one can be beer a tier woman, yeah, for one Black Maria and Korean. I've followed their discourse very closely. Even in those dictator countries, Krampono. It doesn't happen. And Abronya is a key political figure. Abronya just any social commentator. Are you to say whatever purpose they wanted to achieve, it has dented their credentials. Really? And they say IP address. So now, do they have Kevin Taylor's IP address? Do they have all the people the deep penny for time him for that would have made the president the vice their crowd to China him for any asofo any penny 43 or politics and so on. Did they come out to condemn in any way? I didn't say so one more trust said the doubt saying it was reflecting moving forward and said man penny and kasa aka no yen jena numa sem ne endi say so ekwe ni mo no bi bia omo beche no sa I mean, for me, I think it wasn't necessary the way they handled the Abronya matter. The same way. Because nanka yepe watch on you are reminiscent on so you spoke about air security issues be also say no correct. Then say if you want us to revisit that, we'll revisit it. But you see, in this country, one more kasano they know say their course ni na course. What is any national security for Kasao? What is police ID Kasao? What is narcotics control Kasao? What is any of the 4 security agencies are mamping a power woman say woman? Did you hear anything from them? So no, please. I don't think America say one of those agencies, they are competent security agencies. So what you say? Because of member outside they know what happened. But one of the politics and young coach, you cannot coward me into silence. Me who shemu nasa no credit me the beba bonten. E bi o hwa e hu hiampo but the hia pa is a babonten na nya suahunu bi free mu na yemia nneoma bim na eboa oman no ne security no because security is all we have. Okay. And no we bring and it's also obabechi you obabe eden you. It is my solemn responsibility. Okay. And you know the no kra so memenyu obi a what bibia na de kotudwa. The credibility is everything. Until the obeti bia no brain yet and so be o the to nchem baby. But the obehwehwemu na hwehwemu no benya nyina so na ehu na dise a babonten and when kwa me fa so to adwane mpo no na enye de wo mo eka yi we just drew the attention of security agencies say na see munye hwehwemu na mo fa outcome no emiti they could have simply done an investigation almost omonye and into omonye investigation and omo ankasa details more out of a and aba beto ase obi fie so bi ewo information bi the man wo de ye adwuma be boa wa wo de etuo ene woni ahye nika akava omani
omo invite one son omo
nobody invited anybody.
Okay, here ka security assembly na was ye ranking member on a security committee or parliament. Yen she ujidi se ba no yen Ghana ha se ya ye bambo enuma ahodo no wo mo ewo ho akade enough a wo mo de ye adwuma na.
And e bi so wo mo ati so ye.
Oh, na se ba ne sen ya wo committee no so de nkomodie ekoso e ma wutimi APS through the veil ma wo bibi kakra.
Ebra President Akufo-Addo, in fact, Ghana for Befinipa, by there are many occasions who say, as for any security agencies be, or more can they be, baby, a dimumpo edrono, a see Shemukina, na ye crabby home. You to me the proposal to Parliament. Na ye new animals more numbers, their politics. At the time, I won't want to say new animal be, and this I have to be very honest with you. One can say new animal be crampo air point is a Debbie, me and far away politics. Young for MPP for you so. No more year, sir, candidate the bois armed forces are a bad boy, no more number. Yea, now or more support base and near J, so we no minority or more parliament, or woman here dinner, or more numbers, a born you megu, and all the boguye, and where we are now, a new my here and nay, saying. A new man move do na ne gu pono so anke de ba wo ma kwan em ye tole ma wo mo kende kade aka ye ba be
on na so ka so
on mine said ye de ma state security and NMPP for e o mine no ye de ma o mine na
okay but yeah making reference to securities no
en kakakra bi aka ye ba be ato so ye de ka ho apa na ka ye ko yanim na ka o kina bi so
obi de bi abeto so
but yes security issues in Tino. Me details be my name I am painting a very gloomy picture of the stature of our security agencies. But I will say, we have a formidable Ghana Armed Forces. But we here more pa. We here a more a bit to me abwa me akoyenim. And then ne before. Nyoma we here a bit to me abwa womo ama womo keep our maritime security no. Ama Paris ni ade ato aseso enwa bebre emu bi e fa yes I say OPVs offshore patrol vessels ni ade wo mbogui but me no as a ranking member on defense and interior committee the biane da ye members are where fa asia you see gina say ye de ye enkoye the kind of opposition ye nuano ye bra no more opposition we would rather be a supportive and objective opposition the beboa or mine the Sudan for a policy for the immigration prisons fire service for ne ubia or national security architecture home and the best support to near the amount
but omo may be so now so would say beto just say when so mode ntembe to ja many be on me CMFM free A and B now it cannot be accounted.
Only propaganda. Propaganda. I mean, they try to create a lot of propaganda. Now, some propaganda means wow. They say no, babem. We hear Ghana for nyina amwa. Yet to me the ato akande for fraud amount. Ne bono nye boketwa. I don't want to go into some details.
Yes, so mo be some any one san o metimi ato ana.
No mpo na ye mfomo. And this wa ba na onim say oh enwoma bi a na wo nuanom no wo power wo de ba san kiento emfama fighter jet bi a be 6 a mboguye we mboguye wo mbogu ehia pa yento. You come and say oh in all honesty President Kufuor a very noble thing during his time within a short time obaye enwoma bi a na our opposition no ohun differently no obaya ohun said it na he was very honest and noble na the nyoma be tutu bi ase me bae no me hu se nyoma sonko kakra nti we anyway no mesesam that is the mature posture you take so nyoma bi wa manfo aso whilst in opposition presidential jet me the politics say some presidential jet ni di mu na President Kufuor na o mpese o use nti and no use private jet but me bae me be hu se sana de na say pa wo no mo kan no ye botto nchen ye ni ha de ni aba be hu se sade no enye ehia ye manfo nyina mo bra no mo ammunitions fighter jets OPVs ni ade ship abeboa navy for ni ade ebogu ye no ye ba ya be hu sa ebe hia pa helicopter crash nya bi ka ho ships ni ade ni akande ahodo bi ese nya drones bi ni ade kra ka ho enti no ye manfo opposition momoaye na ya no nko benkrom na ye manfo nyina so ponti ase man se e wo mu se ye wonsuo problems ye wo ya kwan problems ye wo education and health problems now so security nso hu hia enti no so mo te se ye pone oman ni sika bi abe 1.2 billion dollars bi se ye dey kwa support to armed forces and police for and immigration and fire service and other prisons and other security agencies omo atiase e dey amaye ama CSUs and media nso afo aso manadimo that is the posture you take but wo now me can say oh tubi ebetu ye kra ayira ye hu we kra so we num koji bi ono wan san fa ma ayira onya be yes propaganda na gidi agara for kra benya o na sa de to mampo mayira no dia ade na yesan koku kruska dia ba betama mo you won't get their support.
Okay,
so that posture for me was wrong, but the concept of various security agencies share ammunitions no country be aye una nye we the first time every time ye koso e be immigration for operation be ye na omuni akande bia omu to call police for kojo ekoji national security say there's nothing like a national security force. You need force to be a friends we know national security force woman coordination role and no play. So they draw men from army from Ghana Armed Forces, from Ghana Police Service and other security agencies. No more cambo mo di omo operations be. This operation be kobaso. Na ombe hia tubi, na so ombe hia free Ghana Armed Forces akachia. Omo de formal request. In fact, Ghana Armed Forces no, they are so structured. Say, won't mean pinpoint to me, right? Because the armory no, one year a share logistics in this one. There's some protocol beer. Ube femu ansa etuba akokra be ya wayi woni ba bia eko woni nipa oje obe sign papers ode kwa akwa breast ode ba nti se bre no sumpo na ma ya
ya
documented woni ba bia be kwa akọ ko chesi aje aba na we nso no it's not like say abnache ni team for obetumi ewura military camp say ye ba beji tu ye ba be fem tu dia kwa bibi asan dia ba that be
with in German's voice whom am I
you know so bibi betumi aba beji they have some designated positions any agencies be the law authorizes them so betumi the nyoma bia fem in national security operations. So you don't come to scandalize these things. But omu hia moa ye nyina ye support Ghana Police Service omu hia moa kasa immigration hia moa prison service hia moa fire service for hia moa narcotic control for hia moa kasa
nti obaka say 8 years ewo mujumedi ambedi no montimi emoa na ensi ana mo ye aduru baby na this administration and that's
also na ebra mampani president Akufo-Addo cars ahodo ene afidi ahodo wode ma Ghana Police Service ni na ofidie so mo de mo cameras ko try dey hu that say na military so armored personnel carrier ni o bebre but bebre na so na ye dey ba wo mo stop o ya ye ntumi anfa ama parliamentary record e bi kra mo video mo bo on the floor of parliament they propose abet to dwa na wo mo abagu so that's what I'm saying say nka ni nyina no be kan ho a entumi solve problems ni nyina de but kakakra bi na ye de asoso but because no amount no we have to go back and do a lot of things and we need to do it now because it should have been done should have been supported to be done yesterday about the presidential travels here many okuje to ablakwa NNDC for the politics. So presidential jet in pristine condition to only be out of service somewhere 2030 until 2030 ninu ya and see a top of and no amete so all can say presidential jet no I say into the bay you fan kwon en kwaje foforo.
Do you support
that hypocritical position, you know?
Honorable, o support it as a base yem fan ko ni enje foforo o support
from okuje to ablakwa. And you on one and no say edimu And within this short space, Ebani say,
said you can, yes, President Kufo can send me by no. Obi who said you na wo hun enye sa na tie.
And no, what do you do? Abana, and on the kwan say, you become humble. And you tell Ghanaians, you become humble and apologize to Ghana for Ghana.
Oh, okay.
You can trouble the tremor, say, some play, no, in pristine condition until 2030, no. A bit me did you maybe a bra minister for defense, Honorable Dominic Ritty, with the bar parliament, they can say, we are corrodu engine may be corrosion near there, and untina air maintenance and Tiania Villa Bono, your butchering and no crane, your buy your bills and no crap, Mufanche. Se no who say e be hia say o mampani presidential travel no yen fa nya amanyosem se de ye ne wo mo de ya amanyosem no enti no yen to afidi a di mu a ebeboa e de o mampani etukwan e de na ba no we apologize to you we apologize to President Akufo-Addo momoaye ne ento foforo e no Ghana for we listen
so we
opposition no we take a position from there
it is so mobile out be patch out dia Uber support say
they have to apologize because in somewhere 2 years ago and I mean starting who say here say a bidding komo afa presidential travels and if that need was there yesterday so why should I oppose just because me opposition to me
but they would hear ya chowpa no
enti they me hear say wo mo de chowpa beba say wo mo efun no womo fomo ye di President Akufo-Addo atam so odware wo sro oyese na ni nyina nya no kore no omo ahu pa se omo baaye no ese to foforo ye to anye President Mahama na ye to ama no and we MPP ni a you don't have to disagree
okay
e man na ye to ama Air Force na ye to ama just that o mampani ni na pamfo e de bi di dwuma e wo man ni dinim President Trump e wo ne private jet anso oba be o mampani now so be ye President of United States. So we took kind of official travel there or the presidential jet no see Air Force One and we use who enti no me anka say wo mampani enua e private jet jata enti no say we took kind hu hia say ye beto presidential jet foforo we took kind fanko the fact that we use ni nua de ne crutch is a concession say the president cannot travel commercial at all times and no being here a befitting aircraft to fly on. Now, so what's be na abnache be president. Now, we be any private jetty. Madam for be any private jetty. Now, I say every time, no, you have to go on commercial, which is not feasible. So let's have that conversation now. It is inappropriate. In Dimu, say omampeni be use ne bra plane there to kwa. Enye de say so. Krana be normal so we dey so or they call ne enko higher enfumso bebre wo ho. Ye ni no kura no. Na say omampeni ebe hia private jet na presidential jet dey to kwan ya
state no
na ankra to me to bia o mamu no nyina
okay
and see to me to say
nobody
should politicize that
okay na o mampanyin ni nsemchofo edi ehia ganam say hu nsem ebe mu ema ebisemchofo ebinumo ebisaye say adenti na o mampanyin declare state of emergency. Ombanyine kasa say a state of emergency no come your last resort I say ye dey any HS and say your security agencies are now no more establish a blue water guards or more Holland minister or Paubi or Manson or sign a Paubi our munyina eboa nti say be a basia exhausted ni nyina ansana ye dey any because a ban state of emergency now and also comes with its own krabatan and niema bebre atitare ho kalam say hunsem now do you think say aban eba abemana say NDC eba abemu almost 9 months ni o ma bo mo modene e de eduru baby na hu ne say o mo ben baby a
abna wa na say o mampani say ena de state of emergency hu hia
onka say hu hia
o say last resort ade hia no
ka say there are advantage na me kan ye me say
security
agencies
e wona say wo mutu and President Mahama ne NDC aban say state of emergency should be last resort.
So ka say me na me see there say mabomi tinu na ma
I just want that confirmation. And yes me ask me tin the same thing okay. But I want a repetition for emphasis because the same president and then the ministers are one can just less than a year ago, say September 2024. Demonstration won't pay yet in Tamoye. Do you tag for any trade union for be remu, CSOs be remu, media be remu, or Mampeni, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Ankasa Dianimu Air Cancer, President Akufo-Addo must resign. Now, there's all yet and Pemprane say, declare state of emergency now. That was September, just September. I finished. Ono ane current minister for lands and natural resources. Amakofi Buanso. Edi Jinemu declare state of emergency now, just a year ago. Ono ane minister Okuditwa Blakwa foreign affairs declare state of emergency now. Sam George, Sami Jemfi, just Omunina, Haruna Drisu, Haruna Drisu, all of them. Half of the cabinet and they all came out to power pressure said the only anamontua ebe buama galamsey etwa ene se Omampeni Akufo-Addo ebe declare state of emergency. It was their number one solution. Eba ne say na number one solution in September 2024 and President Akufo-Addo no ebe the last option in September 2025 and President Mahama wono nankasa or preferred that solution no. What has changed in 1 year? Senka within 1 year no yensuo no ani agene ena nke yensuo no etene kwa yare bia nim poison bia mamu chamfan bia ne da yensuo so ena nke ye forest mfidi ewo mu nyina free mu ena wo no mo se ebere twam na MPP fo nko a na galamsey enti nkomo ba ye ka 9 months yi ko matumi ayi MPP fo nyina free ho na nka galamsey bia nkoso Ghana ha eno no na so kan se o se de wa ye galamsey no akofom enti no state of emergency ehun hia biwa ka Ghana for ebeti
ono abo enko for galamsey enko for
galamsey afempo na page expert higher studies Erastus Asaria oye wa munua journalist awu no nya bre etu drones ni ade no ono aba na ko various galamsey o say yewo power obo ya chi say galamsey enko yi ebre ni si baye o say galamsey a ekoso sabre yensu a yese no and forest a wo mo se no times almost 10 what was happening during our time enti entra NDC food trade food to Ghana for any so MBP aban na say yensu say forest enti won to abama won benya ye no enne NDC chairman for NDC constituency chairman for a ukọ emiamia bebre ye dida social media wo de abetutu dwaso wo mo na eye galamsey na mua wo national organizer wo national vice chairman minia ya mi ne abanga nam so wo de wo eko office of special prosecutor so mo nye hwehwemu ne nnyoma epie ba ene de epie ba anne NDC apara chicks abeje galamsey aboso a wo say yensu say forest no on to me a medical state of emergency. He's running away. Why? Because one what good board no na ebre wo musika. And the
board is not meant for illegal miners to keep mining illegally.
Oh, Omampeni press conference na say. And na no pauti. So what in ya no de buy ebra Kujenyanks bisa no fa galamsey ho. Or say state of emergency should be last resort because they say you know wum se bi mu tunu illegal na ade nanso sika free mu bai die say you hwe ho asem no kan yi. That is the step you can play it to your audience and to say now
responsible mining
no I don't know not NDC the NDC for the year politics in so say Professor Paul Boateng can say party here sika we the Omampeni na no mu say aban here sika if in sika free gold board money woman and mine say be a free illegal money insane bia woman hwe so say we free we ensure any sell no dey buy we yakububu forest and dey buy we the license nipaniqua license and not to buy they are not able to decipher and you know yen two forest in say no yen two forest in say no yen say no so long as we benya good they are tie $1 rate na chi na we bonya bi they atoto nyoma no de now galamsey should be a state of emergency should be the last resort we have had many CSOs we did no cry. The same CSOs no more say we should declare state of emergency last year. No, they have been consistent.
And the public bishop
and many other people now can say state of emergency is needed. Sabreno na galamsey na say empo enru sampempenswe we dey do no dey. We need state of emergency now, even more than ever. And you know, CSOs now one kasa dey year demonstration here no. Those who will be honest, belongs to the appointment but those whose conscience and serve wo mu yi no dey. The when you money at the pressure to or mampeni so mampeni betie. So onti Ghana for an ehwe. And you know, let's see how he will do politics with Galamsey and state of emergency. But the Amma Ghana for who I want to say, a Krumahano, that's a bibia politics. And to opposition, you know, dear, or say a bino and fast state of emergency into so. Rumini and idiot or Tonyum for fro.
Now,
hypocritical.
Honorable
What do you man for him more? What control their children man for? What done it with tea? I'm my own man forward, here man for.
They say no one say wunya a impact no rapidly to say be omojai kra na ade obi so beka say 8 years ade a wodi 8 years ebe say no obi ntimi mfa 8-9 months NCC money.
That is wrong. Let me tell you the history of Galamsey. Me mineral engineering or University of Mines and
Technology. Say nyamo 8 years and no start say
President Kufuor say small scale mining shots here. Na abrofo mpuntu emma Ghana. No mo de ba Dutch for the call Elmina. Omko say edina go did that for most sa hwiana no mo so this is the mine Elmina. Emma abrofo ni ba ha. Until before colonial times na ye artisanal ya hemfu yi omu enya forma agudie e de ye wo mo. But na ensuo no say no because forest mu akubu forest. President Kufuor penso what is this sir?
Some abeso aso say obi obekọ forest akwa mine no. Mo na mo de sa
obana wo ya sen komo.
Sa mra no so empa yes be ma me fa bi hyem na what me.
Na nyira ayede. Nti no President Kufuor penso. So want to say mfidie bi aba say forest ninsu. So want from 2011 day ba and na sa surge of a man for the mfidie chamfine name excavators akura forest mu ni ade be here a huge national concern President Mills na me fan the cry NCE any bre yes said there be on obi to ahye so on ma bibi sa enko on to anamonko various places. We have to give him that credit. Yeah, so if we had Galamsey say take that dimension say this sense you they say a forest and it's not about politics but I'm giving you the historical antecedent. And this will be because President Kufuor and a man you say or buy a first now here and say for so about 2 years or banning all forms of small say war license say illegal say a forest say a wild concession or banning he has that achievement to his credit. Edum pempenso mpuno Ghana for years be 20 years no waban because wababe boy anu aduane atwene. That is he put his presidency on the line. That is how committed President Kufuor fought Galamsey with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And it is a ne wo the politics now what demand the state of emergency. Na eno na to Ghana for etrimti no ma to abama na eno buy as wunya sika free Galamsey mu. What shall it profit a man? So benya ahodie ni sika bia ma aban wo gold mu na yensu be say na your forest nyina ebetwagu na ya say environment na nchima ba bebre na ya re akuye you can't
go the omeya omfa enrich omo as an individual but omo de make even a buying side in the company but o mine ho bra and omo de board in free ho na yembra I don't know doctor no not at all debi
and you know was some more the pressure
communities as illegal mining and cause ya area ho
pressure am the two then as blue water gas na before crack eco fight Galamsey yes and to me anymore blue water gas na betumi edim
njomu ntimi nya adwuma no almost my say whistleblowers. Who ya then no more boy security agencies no money.
Yeah, omukra na omukọ no pone good kakra de ma wo. Abina ye kan o.
I don't be aso wa da.
Oh, me family man no enye makono etutu unyame.
Okay, and I know Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia pacho se boni bia party New Patriotic Party aya from Ghana phobia from bone enche womo ebi se chewpa no eba late na kese the tentem so na at some point and a blame game we na ye o media menye say no sabre na ene Dr. Educhuma beka wo se ono ne sector odi ne dwuma bo ne ho modern o ye clean enti memma mo pacho no holistically monye na as an individual ni obia wona se waye bone na bra me yes say enye me pacho momfa encheye o take e wo ho
in fact se ye baba mo a collective se enunyam ba mo a ye nyina ye gimo enunyam se sin to be suba na she Ghana for bufu na omotutia ye in the manner they did that untumi mfa ho so mo nipa ba akofo.
Okay.
They rejected us, both president and parliamentary. And to say bia se nipa bakufo e bia Dr. Bahumia na Ghana for penalty and anka won tutia MPP presidential. So any sitting in parliamentary so ke benya nyina. So we should all understand say Ghana for enye bufu bi tia ye. Ye hwehwe say bufu no chiri kwan. We should be honest to ourselves. Na yenye humble. Na sabri Yemfe ni di ma Ghana for. Say, ye nyoma bebre. In fact, President Kufuor will be remembered as one of the best presidents ever in Africa, not only in Ghana.
Hey.
Free SHS. How many African countries in the DB? So what you say? And then nyoma kesi say, kwan wo do try any ade. Na ni nyina mu.
And also, some from so ho.
Na ni nyina mu. Of all the stellar achievements, and nyoma o ye di mu an ne nchima kai no ye nyina kai no boni di mpa no. Nipa bian from so one ho Lee Kuan Yew no na de Singapore be picture ye be here from third world to an advanced country a was kind of cramp no obehwe mu no obehu from so baako mienu bi anase sinto baako mienu bi enti bi eba sa se nyina yenya abotre na yetumi magana for hu se be bia efum ye no mo fa nche. It's very necessary.
Jones and kwan so
na enye ne nkwa na president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia edi tudwa. Na thank you to abosumi be miensan achi. Okoye nyina be bi okoye bia eno didi kan. O say President Kufuor be ma be ye bi. Wa me ni na enche Ghana fo be fene pa na bimpo ahyase. Na nyoma ye nyina ta chire buaye edi mu ni nyina chire no. Ghana fo nso eni anya adwene wo nyoma baako minu bi ho a se ehwe ho na so ochina bi omo de abenwa no sama ye biwa be bia efum ye no ya hwe ho na yetumi asisi nyoma yi eno mpo na kire se Ghana fo benya gidi wo mu so before nyama ono you have learned your lessons and this oba biwa nyoma be kwanim wo de tu dwa eboa ma omamu nyina esan ba nchen ene ya wo mo hu se sa nyoma bia omunya ho abufu kra tutu tiaye no na propaganda na say de oba no mpo ho bono oba e kra be western ye ntisadia ade ne yensan ma we no mu chance bi o mbe take sa decision no a ejina kwa be potru a kire o mo say amanyokuo no be bia enso efum ye no ya hwe ho yi e sisi ho ntimo de maya ye be ko yanim and this only pa bankofo and I would not single out only Dr. Educhuma. There are many out of presidential aspirants, Obia sorry, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no attacking. They are all attacking one person. Left, right, center. So Dodo and this and your son takrache. And you know why are you attacking one person? Or no so okwa or more be heading. The obe to me aye. And then the niswa ding and obo they will delegate. And this one open patch on me bow. So one open President Abedi. Na nunti no o se wo de won come from so bia ho. Na we are the best of everything. We want to hear the best minister. Kai who say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was not a sector minister of any sector. He wasn't a minister in charge of any sector. But 1 year April most of them so onye minister no a board chair baby apart from Mr. Kwabena Japan or no one appointment bia o ma kan nyina wa anye minister na a board chairman you all had significant roles to play and you know say enumnyam ba mu a ye nyina na ye ba say mfumso bi so bana Ghana fo atutia ya ye nyina na say esom say ba bi ye nyina afum ye no won ko aba na be was me de me the best minister so and you know the Ghana fo buafu a me enfa bufo no ma so a na so obi ka so kwa kofifi nyoma bi mu a obetumi de nsa so a kire nyoma bi a ebia na wo so waso ye no ma binum so bufu ye and they bring these things out but we are not supposed to wash our dirty clothes in the public. I told that I say oh we say we na a minister we so on na a different such as buy we so on a different phrase not omochi tafo na we can we President Akufo-Addo no ordinary free such as buy no what ho now so obi say free such as di mono he is the one obi say on your stem me ba Ministry of Education
no,
2021. Let me respond. 2021. Yes, 2021. Me be Deputy Minister of Education. Na Kwiase STEM, Pasempe STEM School, Abomosu STEM School, ene Diaso ne Awaso nomne ade about 9 of them. Daba ene Kumasi Kwadaso STEM School. They were already awarded and were under construction at various stages of completion. Okay. It means that under Dr. Matthew Prempe, those were awarded. So STEM was already in the process. And you know, Paul can be said in 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verses. Paul said, I planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the increase. And in a collective, we also be a very nice East Legon, a friend saying, STEM Academy, very fantastic, state of the art. Into no bia yewe a cambom into no send you nyam back of one koje na baby a Ghana for bufu ye no ye swani nyina fa ngu Dr. Baumia so no ye
me ba be bisa na woni ni so no
I was presidential aspirants won press won ba be flag bearer ni nyina won mo yes circumspect say mo bi enkwatwe no zo me de mfomso bia ni me ho ye fa nyina ma Dr. Baumia. Dr. Baumia was not a minister of any particular sector.
But was a flag bearer.
Was a flag bearer. And flag bearer, you see,
Senkan kubundie ba ya nke because o born a home modern because no I can't remember say time mo ye mo final rally wo I think say Legon. Onobo Canada pon e can be say ye kan obi a wa born to pa be a you know flag bearer what ye juma ko a year Dr. Baumia ye juma pa enti let's assume say juma no ye anything kunimdi e ba ya nkasa credit no ko beje aka say obo juma ko ha antina say kunimdi na ba enti say nei no say so mo bi e ba aden na mo accept and as one accept in good faith say okay you play the role as a flag bearer enti say be a bibi na say obi ka say emfaye nyina emfra wan ka say gine mu a ada na woni nipa na enya ajo
enunti eno say mfumso bia Ghana fo ehu fa ya mamu ho o penny a true leader pointing blame elsewhere. A true leader accepts responsibility.
Nti when you true leader
no enti eno apologize say mfumso bia
nti the whole point in the true leader na
no bia wo in about all of them, all of the people who are contesting Dr. Baumia and Obia through punch all of them, just a few months ago or last year, there are records winning on various platforms and also Dr. Educhum on Good Evening Ghana and also Dr. Baumia and some more counts the visionary leader is the best. This is what counts for in every year. Or Miaminia or Noble Canada Japan, and someone while repeat here or kind of come for modern ma Dr. Mamu Baumia Abo Miaminia Dr. Brian Champon so and someone or can the Kamfo, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
At that time, they know a flag bearer. I will be party in even that time, no differences are no be a
most of these are in the crown. We honorable Canada Japan, maybe Japan free more. Dr. Adekye, Dr. Brian, all of them, even before Yebabe elected Dr. Baumia in the heat of 2023 flag bearer all of them endorsed him. So what you see, well, be a flag bearer so honorable Canada Japan. Ene yenua kwabena Japan so ono ko kwabena Japan podi ono ebontwa be bia penini be ko bia ono na
se no ne no ebontwa
munyina mahu nipa ewoni mu munnim nipa ewoni mu ntino mudi nachi esample ede tudwa endorse no kanfo no nti se ne na se wambesi nti wo ba be kansam ede aguni ho fi ama Ghana for anase delegates ede ni ho yawa obe bo o tape no ahwe say na say ne pay na wo kan we kire me nyo no ana enra o kan we but you see the reason why me stress nyina anya circumspect ni say at the end of the day we have only one party leader Marco Penso na be imagine ye yini wi a ye nyina ba be ka ye ho abom enti no ye campaign no ye me ho nte me age kan nsem bi a e be wi no ye ka ye ho abom a be den amaye anase Ghana for kra be di ye ho fe say yamoro mo akwa afina because see amemmo no said the echia ko no yankan ho amumuntam na ya anye a credible alternative to Ghana for they will not take us serious so yankan ye humom na sa be ne be ma blame game and now obia say Dr. Baumia ni din kugu Dr. Baumia ni din kugu people are forgetting wo mo so nneoma wo mo ye ya records wo ho a bi dida inframemmo ni media na ne hu mfoni ni ade no so eka ho ma Ghana for bufu ye nyina ye nka ye ho mom na campaign no ahonte January 31st encheba me the Dr. Mahmoud Baumia fa na me wo for a good reason
na we name say we yes of we ba sa so dey papa mu beba
there be politics there bia e o ba bi ogina
kaso to say come ho mom asomdwe ekwan so
no makanse nyina
obi minority leader e de ba senke be ya nka mu MPs no de me wo ha no kamu
there's nothing wrong obia obabi obia
so there's nothing wrong so endorse
obia obabi ogina politician bia ni ho ogina finfini there's no politician who is in the middle
but kamu fan for the sake of peace
let me clarify a certain impression the fact that osigina e obabi awo no interest say udidi kofo atam
okay
and so osigina obabi awo na se wo kan sem o ya somje se mbetena hai men kan sem wo bi ani wase de me kan se pacho ye my campaign no ho nte na dipa obewini no ye nyina ye tumi aka ho abom na mo me de ha na me wo
okay
and you can be where you are na wo tumi ayi wanim na mom no wo ne ya abaye no e betumi de asomje aba obi zumpo onyi na ni wo so nsem bi obeka no ne de obaye wachire no e betumi e de papa mu aba at the end of the day no Ghana for ni dayeso so MPP ne ba o man no be konanim nti sabra yesiesi ye ho abai let's do it in a way a yenko say party no ni binya party ahodin wo mu a ye nyina ya kan ho abom and then the leader we will elect January 31st no oba ye nyina that na chi na Ghana for ehun say a very credible alternative
okay
na wo mo desa responsibility no e dey amai
okay honorable medasi na panamija mo akoyi amwe ni da so 2028 mo be ba ben mo akwetia ene Ablekuma North enye adansidi eda ho no mpefe se muni gina bia in 2028 mbe shume kunya no FNDC for ntem we are with one of the same
in fact there's a record that will say be a time 50-50 no so by election be aba aban a otiso no e wa upper hand
Ablekuma North
is 50-50
50-50
oh bebia na Ablekuma North no we all know what happened na e bia mrema ho kwan me ye so do mu chinchim ye nsa age ye ne kwan fa so call ye but ni nyina no I mean rerun and nipa na wini awie declare no kunafo wini so declare no chinchim ne nsa age so oji ye wo ho wanya how many seats was there no abesanje aka ho but that would not be a determinant of our strength. Akwatia obi atumi wini wo ho. And this wini wo ho pen, MP wini wo ho pen. Na yenua honorable Ernest Yakumi, ami ato nsa frɛ no, ami fa ne currency. And this NDC for say the yempu, ye kan say o Tamale die, Tamale Central. Yenua honorable Mutala kwa ofa so free mu nyina ra ho. Ye ma ho mpo me campaign to monfa. No wo mo amfa badaye ensua ye de no. No de wo no ye be.
Anjina mo yesa na mani da so say mo be yesa ama mo.
No, it was a principal position.
Was say the uzi
ke leaders take here nyina efo.
Was o ma me hye mo say chinchina mo.
Wo de bi back see enya ade nyina ye ade nyina ho kwan. But say ade nya ade nyina na fata. Enti no ye ne eja ho ma wo mo de so yeah, the politics are near bay, so woman come on. It is not an indication, sir, that more than swear. But what I'm saying is that we all have to reorganize ourselves.
Okay.
So, party be your power. Now, when we need by election, yes, about power. There are many occasions and 50-50 situations, you know, in by-election situation, you win here. But 2028 today, and this is for good way, I know almost one more one. They say every day be no one year or more. And no more promises or more buso insecurity so basa yene said the echo galamsey or more I feel we try U10 no didi nti no say so one state of emergency and uko can be na or mo no nya adwen ya to ahye so ya chew all these things can be more.
Okay.
A bedroom pempen so be no. The Ghanaians will be looking for an alternative. Mempa boni say e be sisi e fie yi na yenkeka e ho abonten. Na ebedru bra wo Ghana for alternative no ombeka say ya fe MPP ye fa MPP samra 2028.
Okay, nti say name ma wosima se bompaye ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ampaye be na abebode ama no. O
me bompaye ma Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia bompaye ma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama so nti no ene Ghana nyina nti no mesase e dey free President Mahama ono ye nyina mampani enti Nyankopon enom ka ne ho ema no adom ne nyansa bia ene enwosra ye de bu man na ne mpenso Ghana enkonanim na ebra obetwa ne 4 years be wie no yenso ya ba beto aso me mompai se faili ne ye no out of ne failure no ye take advantage on succeed but on succeed wie kra no a on ko bi no Ghana for Ediama Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say beje nanso twanso me mpa ebo amebo ama Dr. Bawumia ene say Nyankopon adom ene ne nimpa bekoso aka ne ho ewo nto aba obo emu abo ne ho ban na Nyankopon ama no favor ewo delegates no animu na nensem kakra obeka no ato makoma so ehu say esande ne kobiwa Nyankopon asra ne ho say obewini ediamaye Ghana edi vice president Excellency Jane Nano Pukwajiman so yame empire and I'm ready ma yame adom yame bambo enye kese apomudene na onka ho e de oye bia until all appointees me obia oye bibia de boa aben bia no me bambo amekan no e hye me se yenka wo mo empire bo until de empire at the time mu nyina machi na mo ye bibi na mfomso nso a masede se constructively, not destructively, but constructively, no. You be pointing more. They will come pass so.
Okay, but what I say? Because politicians don't kind of crew. I would say. Okay, now we are politicians. How do you balance that? Also, I suffer. Near because politicians and can. How do you match the two?
But near politician be answer and one cannot create. But a perception, and the imbonia, a daho. Afro politician be
okay. Very
credible. To say a nurse for, doctor for, teacher for, media for, so be kind of being kind of correct.
Maybe say politicians say be kind of being kind of
the same way politicians are a reflection of the society, no. The way society no be there are a lot of people who want to do. And you know, the choice no individual no say obefa kwampa so na waka no kre de credible wa hwehwem ne di mu na de betudwa de who feel say wa party cry n'animu no you should be honest to concede so how they seem to be by yesre na emomo no de won so opponent bia ye di mu so no be honest, be born abaso.
Okay.
And a matter of choice, and I see that there are a good number of some colleagues are also bibisa.
Some colleagues like yourself.
Oh, me modi. You know, a bomb price.
So be this. That's no, but I did so also.
Ghana, any politician be above NDC MPP. MPP for one.
Okay.
But there are some fantastic politicians or more dinocre.
Okay.
Men can say MPP the endorse, even though I don't know but both sides. To encourage set the one also.
Yo, Mate. Honorable Medas, Pamela says he in part 2 of your discussion on tea. Me previous be open mo be so say woman will be yo
Mate. Sure on brad when your mommy. Native for so share. Brown G.
Amen. I was for Reverend John in team for Joe, a member of Parliament, Emma, a Ascent South constituency. In the Ascent South for yina. Ye chia mo mra se bedwani e na neminya no wa se ya bonkom ye da na se pa e woni mre na Adekye a ode amaye sabre ye da ye ho ye ba meni abedwafo betena se amaye ba bedi enkomo nko bebia ye ba sesia.
Down the flank, goes for a sweeping cross.